Thank you, Don. Hi, my name is Emma Ortiz, and I'm so happy to be here today. A little bit about me. I work as the IT service desk coordinator for a higher ed institution. I work with processes and support and systems at our service desk. Check out my resume or LinkedIn page for more details on that. I'm a classically trained pianist, so in my downtime, I'm often found playing for ensembles, church, and the occasional wedding. And in general, I like to stay busy, whether that's freelancing in media, playing soccer, or hanging out with my friends. I originally participated in Code U to learn more about data analytics, which I've been interested in for several years now. I thought that the program would be able to give me a good overview of some of the basic skills needed in this field, and I was just interested in learning that. Right now, I just want to learn and be well-rounded so that I can be prepared for any opportunities that may come up for me. So for my project, I use data from my work environment. We use a ticketing system to keep track of technology requests or issues at the university. I knew that the data would be readily available to me since I'm one of the administrators of the system. And I chose this project because it's based in real life. I knew that I'd be motivated by the fact that what I was working with was actually applicable to me. So for my project, I exported the data from our ticketing system to cover tickets that were submitted in the years 2022 and 2023. These were two separate CSV files, one for each year. My code file anonymizes the sensitive data in these files to four-digit unique identifiers. This was actually the hardest challenge in the product, was the anonymizing section. I was working with two different CSV files with overlapping information, the same agents, the same emails, etc. I wanted the unique IDs to correlate between the two files so that my name as an agent in one file would be the same ID as my name in the other file. I did use ChatGPT to help me with this since I wasn't sure how to approach the program logic here, but even using that tool, it took me several tries with continuing to prompt it and having to test each time to get it to work how I wanted it to, having the same ID for the same information that overlapped rather than assigning random IDs in both files individually. I needed the information to relate because I needed to be able to compare data between the two files, like for comparing agents' performance between the 2 years. I've included a snippet of code here that shows part of the final solution, which was making a copy of the codes used in the 2022 file and applying it to tickets 2023, the 2023 file. So we'll see the end result of this here in a couple of minutes. So the second step, after the data was anonymized, I created a column to categorize the data better. This column is created to specify to which team each ticket belongs. And this was accomplished just with an if-then sequence, which is based on keywords. So we see from this code snippet that in the existing group column that I had exported, if SD is found, to print service desk team in that row of the team column. If NT is found, to print network team, and so on throughout our teams. This allows me to be able to sort the ticket data not only by group, but also by team, which gives me more versatility in the next step of the process. So after I manipulated this data to make it anonymized and more accessible from an analytics standpoint, I imported it to Tableau and made a dashboard with analytics. I've always thought it's fascinating how data can tell a story and influence the real life business decisions. And I enjoyed being able to experience that in this project. Actually, I think that's my favorite part, was building the dashboard in Tableau Public and learning more about that platform, which was really neat. Here we see the dashboard I made from the data that we just talked about that I imported in. So let's take a closer look at a couple of these graphs. This is a comparison of the groups that received the most tickets each year. We can see our general network team group, NT General, was the largest both years, with student and employee support groups up there too. Here we see a reflection of our business process. The network team actually has some tickets that automatically generate for their internal processes, so that contributes to the higher number that they received. This graph shows the agents that received the most tickets. These are identified by their four-digit unique ID, which you can see on the left. And because I made the unique ID correlate between the 2022 file and the 2023 file, we can compare the number of tickets they received each year. If you look at the bottom, you may be wondering why Agent 3569 has so many tickets. Well, I looked up who that was, And I found that all of those tickets were assigned no agent. So that tells me that we need to set up better automations in our workflow to assign tickets to agent to avoid any slipping through the cracks. That's part of the story this graph is telling and a way that it can influence and improve our processes in the future. So that's me and my project. Thanks so much for being here today. My contact information is here on this slide. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in a breakout room or on another platform later. Thanks so much for your time.